tells you, let me read that. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them. So you can have the commandments, but not keep them. But if you have the commandments and you keep them, then you love Yahawashi, right? So we kept the Day of Atonement. Even my 14-year-old son, and he's barely been behind the camera for like 2 months. So there's a lot of you adult men in Israel that are weak sauce, straight up weak sauce. You deserve to be left behind. Okay. Now we got two brothers that broke off and did their own things, but I still love them. They're still part of the truth. But see how we split off? Like a healthy cell will reproduce itself. So if we say we're all the body of Yahawashi, we are the body of Yahawashi, right? And what is body made of? Cells. The point of the Day of Atonement is to clean up those cells. And then once you have clean cells, they replicate. And I'm not going to say anything about medicine or medical things because YouTube has this thing called the medical misinformation. What that means is they're going to try to take down all my videos that I did years before, up to 5 years ago, and they're going to make me pay for that. Not paid money-wise, they're going to give me strikes. That's fine. I have like 6 YouTube channels, man. And I start over and over, and it's no fucking problem for me. I start all over. That's what I do. It's not a problem. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. How do I know that Yahawa loves me? He sure fucks my days up. He makes me mad all the time. He makes me suspicious of other people. He keeps me in a place where I'm like not happy, but I'm not gonna hurt myself, and I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. But I sure the fuck ain't gonna let you hurt me. Got my eye on it, and I look over and I look over and I look over, and it's never gonna stop, and that's okay. But guess what? While I'm looking this way and I'm looking that way, I see you Edomites suffering. I see you Edomites taking L's. The state of affairs you're all in is deplorable. Your women are fucking disgusting. Your own women don't even want to be with you. What do you say about that? They'd rather be with a dark-skinned man. Oh, look at that black dude. Oh, he's so handsome. Or they'd rather be with a Mexican. Or they'd rather be with a Samoan. Anyone but you. And now you're left all alone. That's fine, because that's all supposed to happen. So, the Father tells me things in dreams, and what's it called? Instinct, like intuition. And I haven't mastered it, but I know how it works. Let's say I get into a situation. Let's say I'm in line for something, and a thought pops into my head. Maybe you should just get out of fucking line and go find some other thing. I have a choice. I can either stay there and ignore that intuition, or I can follow my instinct. Every time I ignore it and I stay there, I always end up getting fucked up a little bit. Look at that. Can you see it? I smashed my finger with the trunk door of my counter. That is freaking dead. But you know what I was thinking when I did that? I was thinking, man, I'm fucking idiot, blah, 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 blah. It was the demons in my head telling me to fucking think like that, which is not like me. And then I started accepting those ideas. Yeah, I can't fucking think like that. And then I slammed the door on my finger. That was a wake-up call. Right immediately and instinctively, I knew, look, that's how the angels take care of you. You ain't supposed to be thinking like that. Come on, man. What if an old lady came out here and started asking us questions, and I was like, get out of here, you old bitch. me anything, I would answer it. And if I had a chair, I'd bring it out and fold it out and have her sit down, give her some water. You think I'm an animal, Esau. You think I'm an animal, so you treat me like one. But this animal has a brain. And there's something inside of you, Edomites, called envy. You guys envy. Like if you were in a locker room taking a shower with other dudes, you would look at their dicks and be like, I hate it. He's got a big dick. And I don't. Look it up in history. It's called bug breaking. You know, there's tons of books and tons of information that you can look up. Right? St. John 14 and 21, he that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. Now let's talk about that manifestation. How many times have you seen chariots? Those chariots are part of him. So just talk about that. Just talking about that, just chariots. You should be scared. You should be all scared. And I know that Yahawashi loves warriors. He loves soldiers. He loves. I know he loves the army. You know, I don't know how he feels about the Navy and the Marines or the Air Force, but I know he loves the army because they you know, the Navajo translated a lot of their skills. The Comanches and the Apaches translated a lot of the skills to the Rangers. That's badass. I think that's badass. My grandfather was a special forces in the army, and he learned a bunch of shit. And he taught me those things. I thought it was a game. I thought it was a game because I was a little boy. I was like 4 or 5, and I thought this shit was amazing. You know, it's amazing that I can use this knife and cut things up, and I can shoot a gun at 4 years old. I can shoot a gun at 4 years old, and I was doing things that soldiers would do. Now, you see those guys that were in that car and they're eating ice cream and they're having a good time? They can be forgiven, but they would have to know, look, I did something wrong. But do people know that they do something wrong? I don't think people know that they do something wrong. People do not know that they do something wrong. People always think like this: I didn't do anything. The first thing they say is, I didn't do anything. So how do you love the Lord if you didn't keep his commandments? You know, you're a Christian pastor. See, those women in that car don't love their car. What's wrong with that car, Jerry? That's right. The brakes. You know, the Romeo said the brakes were bad on it. And you could hear the rotor spinning and touching that metal clip. Now, he doesn't know that because I told him. He knows that from experience. I taught him how to change brakes. You know, that's from experience. So just like that, Yahawashi will keep you with him. Keep you with him. That's that's fantastic. And I can think of a lot of times where he kept me. You know. So St. John 14. Oh, this is good. I want you to see it. Verse 22. You see, it says, what is that? Iudas saith unto him, not Iscariot. See, those are supposed to be J, or one of them is supposed to be a J, and the other one's supposed to be an I, because it's Judah, right? And remember, I told you before, and no jot or till would be an otherwise. That's what Yahawashi said. And then we looked it up, and it was the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. So we're going to get 22, and it says, Judah said unto him, not Iscariot. So it wasn't Judas Iscariot. Lord, how is it that thou wilt manifest thyself unto us, and not unto the world? Because he doesn't love the world. He doesn't love the world. John's a great book, you know, because in this same book, Yahawashi says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. That's, man, that's for you Christians, man. People don't understand. St. John 14 and 23. Yahawashi answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him. So there's a couple of things in here that I just read that should be alarming. Okay, he said, Yahawashi said, if a man love me, he will keep my words. Uh-oh. These are his words. All of these words are his words. You know? So I think that's a good place to end it. All these words are his words. What do you think about that? All these words are his words. And if you love Yahawashi, you will keep his words. Okay? So, just remember, the things you do show the people who you are. If you keep your car clean, nice and everything, and shiny, they'll say, oh, that guy loves his car. If you keep your shoes nice and shiny, they'll say, oh, that guy loves his shoes. But if you keep yourself healthy, and you keep the laws, they won't say anything. They won't say anything. It's only the bad things that get noticed, So we're going to face the east and give all praises to Yahawa, Bashem, Yahawashi, Bahara, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Peace, blessing, mercy, and citation to all the brothers. Shalom.